In the chronicles of crime history, there are heists that capture the imagination with daring escapades that seem almost unbelievable. It was a heist like no other. On a cold February night, the criminals commenced their operation, swiftly emptying the vault in the very heart of the world's diamond capital, and yet accomplished almost entirely in absolute darkness. How did a group of criminals pull off the impossible, vanishing into thin air with a fortune that most could only dream of? And yet, how did it all come crashing down because of one little mistake? This is the story of the century's greatest heist and its unforeseen downfall, a twist no one could have predicted. Welcome to Antwerp, Belgium, the diamond capital of the world. Yet beneath the glimmering facades and polished surfaces lies a story shrouded in mystery and intrigue. It was the year 2003 when a group of audacious thieves made their move on the heart of this diamond haven. Their target, the Antwerp Diamond Centre, a fortress-like building housing billions of dollars worth of precious gems. The Antwerp Diamond Centre was considered impenetrable. It had multiple layers of security, including motion sensors, reinforced walls, and round-the-clock surveillance. However, these thieves were no ordinary criminals. They operated with unparalleled sophistication and careful preparation. The team consisted of 5 people. Leonardo Notarbartolo, a seasoned professional thief and the mastermind behind the operation. While in a Wired interview, Notarbartolo claimed they were hired by a diamond dealer to carry out the heist. The true reality of this statement remains uncertain. Speedy, an anxious and paranoid individual, a childhood friend and a colleague of Leonardo for over 30 years. The monster, characterized as a tall, robust figure, possessing expertise in lockpicking, electrical work, and mechanical skills. The genius, an electronics savant, specializing in alarm systems and electronic security measures. The king of keys, an elder man described as one of the world's best key forgers. It's no wonder that a place like this would be well protected, with lots of security. The building itself had a private security force and was located in the heavily guarded and monitored Antwerp Diamond District. The vault was located beneath the building and had multiple layers of protection. A combination lock with over 100 million possible combinations. Surveillance cameras. A 3-ton door equipped with anti-drilling mechanisms and seismic sensors. A key lock requiring a highly specific foot-long key. A magnetic field that would trigger the alarm if disrupted when the door was opened. And yet another steel door necessitating an additional key for access. But that's just the outside. Inside the vault, additional security measures abound, including more surveillance cameras, light sensors designed to detect any illumination emitted by the thieves, as well as a heat and motion camera. This certainly seems like an incredibly difficult challenge, but even if you were the smartest person alive, none of this would be possible without a perfectly crafted plan and lots of training. For quite some time, Leonardo Notarbartolo had been renting a modestly furnished office within the Antwerp World Diamond Centre. This technique was pioneered by the New York City-based criminal authority known as Mr. Stan. Posing as an Italian diamond merchant, Leonardo had access to the safe deposit box located in the vault beneath the building, as well as a tenant ID card offering a 24-hour access to the building. Over the course of a couple of years, he established credibility, leading security personnel to become accustomed to him and refrain from questioning his presence. Since cameras in the vault were prohibited, he snuck in a pen camera to capture photos of the building as well as the vault itself. These photos supposedly helped in making an alleged full-scale copy of the vault and its inside for training the crew. But how could they guess the vault's password? Well, the thieves cleverly installed a small camera above the vault and recorded guards entering combinations. You might wonder, why didn't anyone notice the cameras? The thieves were smart enough to realize that the cameras became invisible due to the ceiling's light brightness. For the final preparation before the robbery, a day prior, Leonardo made his routine visit to the vault. While inside, he swiftly and skillfully sprayed women's hairspray on the thermal motion sensors, providing temporary insulation. Due to the guards' lack of attention to the frequent visitor, the plan was finally set into motion. It was a cold night from February 15th to 16th when Leonardo Notarbartolo with his team were driving to the location. In the passenger seat, Speedy fidgeted nervously, sweat dampening his brow. The stakes were high, and so was the pressure. There was no going back. When they arrived, the 4 crew members exited the car, leaving Leonardo behind as the getaway driver. He remained in the vehicle, listening intently to police scanners. To evade the extensive network of security cameras surrounding the bank, the King of Keys picked the lock of an abandoned office building that adjoined the Diamond Center and shared a private garden that wasn't under video surveillance. Using a ladder, the group gained access to a small balcony on the center. Although an infrared sensor monitored the terrace, the genius utilized a large homemade polyester shield to conceal his thermal signature as he approached the sensor. By placing the shield in front of it, he successfully prevented the sensor from detecting the group. Additionally, he disabled an alarm on the balcony's windows. They made their way to the vault door. Now, all they needed to do was execute each step of deactivating the alarm systems with 0 errors. They covered the security cameras with black plastic bags so they could turn on the lights. To bypass the door's magnetic field alarm, the genius used a custom-made aluminium plate with heavy-duty double-sided adhesive tape attached to one side. He then affixed it to the 2 bolts and unscrewed them while still generating their magnetic field, allowing them to be pivoted out of the way. They no longer monitored the door. During the preparation, the King of Keys successfully created a duplicate vault key from the video footage. However, just before opening the door, he discovered a real key left behind in the utility room by the guards. To eliminate any risks, he simply swapped the keys and used the original one. The group turned off the antechamber lights before opening the vault door to prevent triggering light sensors inside. After the King of Keys picked the lock to the internal grate, the crew gained access to the vault. They were finally inside. They disabled additional security devices, obscured the heat sensors with styrofoam boxes, which Leonardo first temporarily deactivated with hairspray, and covered the light sensors with tape. The King of Keys utilized a hand-cranked jack to break the locks on each of the security boxes, emptying the contents into duffel bags. The men operated in darkness, relying on their memorized knowledge of the vault's layout. Occasionally, they would briefly flick on their lights to position their drill over the lock boxes. They were acutely aware that even the slightest error, such as the light sensor detecting turned on lights, would be catastrophic. More than 123 out of 160 safe deposit boxes were forced open. At 5:30 in the morning, they completed their task and departed cautiously, returning with extreme care. Notarbartolo and his team stole the security footage to conceal their identities. The bags were loaded into Notarbartolo's car. The heist was a success. At the beginning, we mentioned that the heist success didn't last. What happened? Well, we have to go back to the presentation of the crew.
Speedy, an anxious and paranoid individual.
Leonardo and Speedy had to get rid of the evidence of their plans. Originally, they planned to burn it in France, but Speedy's anxious nature took over and caused a panicked outburst for transporting such incriminating evidence with him. He insisted that they disposed of it in a forest. However, Speedy suffered a panic attack, and unlike Leonardo, he scattered the evidence into bushes instead of burning it. Notarbartolo was occupied burning his own evidence, and when he discovered what Speedy had done, he concluded it would take too long to gather everything up. Confident that nobody would find their trash, they needed to leave. Although, along with the evidence rubbish, Speedy threw out an innocent receipt for the sandwich that was purchased from a nearby grocery store. The next day, after a local hunter discovered the evidence, the police were able to identify Notarbartolo from the security footage captured at the same grocery store. Notarbartolo was sentenced to 10 years in prison, but was released on parole in 2009. However, in 2011, a European arrest warrant was issued against him for violating his parole conditions. Consequently, he was arrested again in 2013 at the Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris during a layover from the United States to Turin. He was then required to serve the remainder of his prison sentence until 2017. Speedy, the monster, and the genius were each sentenced to 5 years in prison. Only the King of Keys has managed to evade capture by the authorities. Now, the remaining facts remain unclear, as Leonardo Notarbartolo claims that many of the satchels that they stole from the deposit boxes were empty, and that the actual stolen value was 20 million instead of 100 million. He suggests that this might have been an even bigger insurance scam, and that the crew got played by the diamond dealer who allegedly hired them. However, the veracity of his claims remain uncertain to this day. But one thing remains undisputed: most of the stolen loot was never found. The thieves successfully stole millions that were never recovered. This heist has solidified its place in history as one of the most impeccably executed robberies of all time. Thank you for watching this video. Creating and animating it takes a lot of time and effort. Your support means a lot to us, so please consider subscribing to our channel and giving this video a like. We look forward to sharing more exciting stories with you in the near future.